starting lineup's probably written in permanent marker at this point.
No, I wish. I wish. And it's kind of, I mean, spring for us is all fundamentals. Trying to just establish what we do, how we operate, how we do things. I think it's safe to say that you have a guy like a Logan Parr or P.J. Williams, like those guys are really got to do something bad for them to mess it up. And then I think you got a cluster of a lot of other guys who it's like they could start, they should start. It's just continuing to develop those things, and then you have the new guys with Addison, Nichols, and Josh Bates, and as far as talking about guys potentially could be starters for us, like those guys have impressed and done some good stuff. So I think we're at a spot where you have, I don't know, up to 8-9 guys who potentially could be that guy, and then you have a guy like Zion Nelson who has been injured, is trending in the right direction weight room wise. That I know that if he comes back and is what he was for us a few years ago, then he's pretty good too. So just trying to figure out who can do what, how pieces work together. I mean, you take a guy like PJ. PJ can play a lot of positions. He's big and powerful enough where he can play inside. He's long and athletic enough to where he could be a good tackle. Addison, Nichols, and Josh Bates have both played center and guard reps in practice right now. Logan Parr is probably going to be our left guard. But I think through that Savion Byrd, you saw him start a game at guard last year. You saw him start the majority of the year at left tackle. He's done a solid job at left tackle right now. So I just think right now, more than anything, let's just establish our identity, how we want to do things, how we want to operate. Let's clean up our fundamentals and techniques, and not really stress about what that starting lineup looks right now.
Yeah, with the fact that you have so many guys who are versatile and so many spots that maybe you don't know just yet, how have you thought the competition's been early? I mean, you're only 5 or so practices in.
Yeah, I think we have a really good culture in our room right now, and that's not a slight to any other year that we've had it, but this group has been the most no-nonsense group we've had as far as just showing up, working, keeping their mouth shut, doing what they're supposed to do, and having a workmanlike attitude as far as how they approach business. I would imagine the competition and things not being established has a piece of that. I also think that that's just who they are as people. That's the report we got from the weight room all off season is that, yeah, they've just been workmanlike, doing what they're supposed to do, putting their head down and going to work. And you're seeing a better version of the guys that were back. I mean, Savion Byrd's a better version of himself. P.J. Williams, a better version. Logan Parr, on down the line. Those guys are all better versions of themselves right now. You're seeing Andrew Chambly, who started to address some of his being a little bit lighter, starting to address some of his strength issues, which has allowed him to be a better football player. So I think as long as that culture is right like that, and as long as the guys keep working, this has been going on my 4th year here now. How many different starting offensive lines have we had, right? How many starting offensive lines did we have last year? Now, you hope you can figure it out and get it to that place quicker, but at the same time, I think we're going to have a lot of different options, a lot of different guys, a lot of different places.
What did you see from Addison and Josh that made you want to bring them in here, and how do you think they've been fitting into?
Yeah, I think first and foremost there was a need, just from a standpoint of Ja'Kai Clark and Justin Osborne were our 2 starting centers, and our two top centers, and both those guys were leaving. So there was a void there that we had to get guys that we felt comfortable that could snap in games. And first and foremost, Addison Nichols and Josh Bates had snapped footballs and had success in college football games. So I think that's the first part. Both of those guys came from SEC programs, which SEC is not the end-all be-all, but you do know it's a good level of competition. So you're seeing those guys actually do it on film, which to me it's a stock that there's a lot more comfortable buying that stock when you know it's performed before in the past. So I think first and foremost is that, and I think once you have the introductions, you talk to who they are as people, they're both first and foremost great human beings. Football's important to them. Academics are a non-issue, that they're going to take care of their business academically. So first and foremost, distractions are gone, and then they're both talented, good football players. And like today, like Logan got banged up a little bit, and it's nothing serious, but we just want to take care of him. So we kind of backed Logan off of practice, and Bates is like, I'll go play guard. And Bates and Nichols are playing together at center and guard. So that's who they are. If it would have been the other way around, and it would have been Bates' day to be a center, Addison would have been like, I'll go play guard. Like, so they're both competitive guys who are good people who want to go play. But I think first and foremost, they feel the need, and they had done it on film.
Logan was talking about, trusting his shoulder more, year plus removed from surgery and being more of a leader, is, one of the most veteran guys on the O-line. What do you see from him and his, readiness to do both of those things, both the physical and kind of mental side of it?
Yeah, well, I think we go back and talked about how the culture of the room is pretty strong. Probably it's a direct reflection of Logan, just from the standpoint of here's a guy who's probably the most decorated guy in the room right now, that's returning, that is working on his second master's degree. he's playing well in the field. He's about to get 3 degrees. He does everything the right way. So if you're a young guy coming up or a guy that's trying to earn a starting spot and you're like, man, I don't have to do this or do that, it's like, well, one of the top guys in our room who's the leader of the room does everything the right way. So why wouldn't you? So I think he kind of sets the tone with that. He's not overly verbal, but guys listen to him, and he does have the green light, and I think he feels like he has the green light to be able to do that, and has even though it's out of his comfort zone a little bit, has spoken up and done a nice job with that so far. So I think he's done a nice job, and the other thing with Logan is, so I was thinking, I was like, okay, he's like the last of the COVID guys. He's coming back for his 6th year, and I'm like, he's played a lot of football. I don't know how much spring ball we want to go through. And I go back and I'm like, okay, last spring he missed with his shoulder. Spring before that he missed because he's transferred from Texas. I'm like, well, he hasn't done spring ball in 3 years. So we'll give Logan a little bit of spring ball to get him going. But Logan's been great. Logan's been Logan. He's just steady, the same guy every day. And as a coach, that's what you want. Logan's easy to coach. Those are easy.
Do you notice, with his second master's program, he's around a little bit more, able to do some different things because it's a little different than the crazy finance degree?
So he was in Cox the first year, and he was swamped pretty good. And this year, I mean, he's still got a full course load because he's trying to get it done in a year. But yeah, he's come up for air a little bit. And then this fall, I'm like, I don't even know what classes he'll take, but probably it'll be minimal.
It's an internship.
Yeah, it'll be minimal. So we'll probably see a lot of Logan this fall, which is kind of by design as far as how we want to do it. So
You mentioned some of the guys being able to play different positions. How do you, and I know you have a lot of film off of like PJ and Savion off last year, but how do you toy with the ideas of, okay, well, to create more competition at left tackle, is this a time where PJ steps in over there? Do you see him at right tackle, and like that's kind of like, and maybe why that would be the case?
Yeah, and I don't know, I have the answer for for that yet. The thing we don't want to do is we don't want to weaken 2 positions. So I think that's the thing that PJ's doing right now is he's playing right tackle at a very, very high level, at a very, very elite level. So now you're saying, okay, do I take PJ, who's feeling really comfortable now, put him at left tackle? He's probably going to be about the same, but now I know the right tackle is probably not going to be as good. I don't know. That's what we got to kind of work through. And Savion's playing better. Like I said, Chambly's in a better spot. I think you have between PJ, Savion, and then you throw in Chambly's getting better. You throw Zion coming back. You've still got a guy like Draymond Odoms that's coming in. King Large is developing. I mean, I think you're gonna have bodies that can do it. It's really going to be, okay, what's our deficient? Do we have, or are we deficient at guard? And can we bump PJ in because we feel great about those? Those are all the things that I'm trying to balance and work through. But at the same time, I don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater too, and like make it all just be a jumbled mess. I also want to leave spring and having some good ideas about how things are going to fall.